Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another MJA Inc. Investigations podcast. This is MJA News Spots Part 7. On March 26, 2018, MJA joined in on the search for missing Ashley Morris Mullis. MJA case file ID AM-096. My name is Mark, and I will be your host for this podcast. Indiana resident goes missing from Delaware County, Indiana. Missing Ashley Morris Mullis, mother of 3. In April of 2018, MJA Inc. Investigations met with the victim's father, Don Morris, on 2 occasions in Muncie, Indiana. MJA News Spot Part 6 podcast was about missing Ashley Morris Mullis, mother of 3. We interviewed the Morris family's advocate, Donna McIntyre, and the victim's father, Don Morris. We turned over that podcast to other volunteer national groups such as Together We Stand. The podcast was also posted on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Porchlight International, The Mystery Machine, Unsolved Crimes, and our website. We also posted the podcast to our contacts and staff members so they could pass it along to their contacts. Let's take a pause for the cause, and we'll be back in a moment. I would like to give a very special shout out to the Corbin Connection comedy channel on YouTube. It just so happened that our staff members was eating at IHOP, and our waiter, as he was taking our order, and he says, "Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take a chance on you," and he gave us one of his YouTube cards. We went on YouTube and checked out some of his work. It's a very funny video type of comedy, and we consider him one of those special people. He's very intelligent, very friendly, and he's very funny, and he don't even have to act funny. He's just one of those natural people that has that gift. So if you have a chance, check out the Corbin Connection comedy channel on YouTube. Thank you. MJA Inc. Investigations, April 2018 operations. MJA made all of our appointments but one. Our first week, MJA stayed at the campground Honey Bear Hollow, located on 200 North in Miami County, Indiana. MJA would not recommend this campground. The owner is a drama queen and tried to intimidate us to move our camper out, or he was going to call the sheriff and have our camper towed away. MJA paid $171 up front for the week, and on the third day he was making these threats. MJA had to call the sheriff's office and explain the situation, and we were told the owner couldn't do that and to stay the whole week, and we hadn't violated any rules, that if the campground owner gave us any trouble, to give them a call. We stayed the whole week. Our checkout time was 1 p.m., and we didn't pull out until 12:55 p.m., waving as we drove past the office. What was sad about the whole thing was we left the camper at daybreak and wouldn't come back until late at night because of our travels, but the campground owner said we had too many visitors and we were white trash. The fact is, MJA had only 2 visitors during the whole week we were there. That was at night, so how did the owner see them to determine they were white trash? This was not a good experience. The second week, MJA camping office was at Missinawa Lake Dam in Miami County, Indiana. It's a state park just outside of the town of Peru, Indiana. MJA was stationed there because of the info we received years ago on convicted Indiana serial killer Larry D. Hall from Wabash, Indiana. The info states some of Hall's victims are located in areas off of Francis Slocum Trail. When Hall was arrested, there was paperwork found in his van that listed Francis Slocum Trail at 2 locations. Larry D. Hall liked to camp at state parks but off the grid deep into the woods. It has been said there is a witness that claims that he visited one of Hall's campsites and Hall had a female with him dressed in a long nightshirt. As the story went on, the witness gave an ID of a missing female but later changed his mind and said he wasn't sure. But with all the items that have been found through the years of searching in the areas, it leans that the info could be solid, but maybe not the female MJA is looking for. Most of the areas we needed to search on this trip was underwater because of all the snow and rain. The only thing that could be done was to search more towards the road. MJA did cover a lot of ground in the areas we could get to, but due to high water, MJA couldn't get to the areas in question. MJA will be returning to Indiana in October 2018. MJA Inc. Investigations would like to announce that on May 5th to May 13th, starting at 7 a.m., there will be an ongoing search around the Woodsville, New Hampshire area called Boots on the Ground, organized by Nancy Corey. The search will be for missing Maura Murray, who has been missing since February 9, 2004, after a one-car accident on New Hampshire State Highway 112 East. If you're interested in going on the search, please contact Nancy Corey on Facebook. After the Boots on the Ground search, MJA will continue our search in the areas we have already targeted. We would also like to announce that on April 28, 2018, MJA will be on a radio show from the United Kingdom concerning the death of Marcus Merritt Sr. in Leonville, Louisiana. Now back to missing Ashley Morris Mullis, a mother of 3 who has been missing since September 19, 2013, from Delaware County, Indiana. After a meeting with the Morris family and the family's advocate, Donna McIntyre, MJA gained a lot of insight concerning the case. MJA has locations we feel needs to be searched, and if law enforcement doesn't want to get involved in the search, MJA will conduct our own searches. MJA trusts there is enough evidence to guide us in the right direction. Even though most of the people involved in the disappearance of Ashley Morris Mullis are deceased, there is enough info to move forward. Just think, There are 4 people connected to this missing person case that are deceased after September 19th, 2013. Then you take into account there are Muncie, Indiana city police officers that have been arrested. The Delaware County Sheriff's Office has had corruption. The city and county government has had corruption. MJA would like the Indiana Attorney General and the Florida Attorney General to talk about a Florida inmate that is from Indiana that is said to have info concerning what happened to Ashley Morris Mullis. To our understanding that this inmate could break the case wide open with his info. It's everyone's understanding that the inmate was going to talk until he got arrested in Florida. The 2 states need to be talking. If the case keeps dragging on, MJA will start an email campaign to get the case turned over to another law enforcement agency. MJA will make sure the emails get to the right people, including the Justice Department. I would like to make an announcement. After 40 years, California law enforcement has caught the Golden State Killer, a serial killer and rapist who was the original Night Stalker and then was changed to the East Area Rapist and then was changed to the Golden State Killer. Joseph James D'Angelo, 72 years old, an ex-cop, was arrested as the Golden State Killer through a DNA match. The surviving victims and the deceased victims and their families can rest in peace now. Who knows? Maybe the Zodiac Killer will be caught next, or at least identified if he happens to be deceased. That's the end of tonight's podcast. I have a couple of quotes for our listeners. They always say time changes things, but you actually have to change them yourself. Andy Warhol. Second quote. It's sad when people you know become people you once knew, when you walk past someone like they were never part of your life. How you used to be able to talk to them for hours and now you barely look at them. It's sad how time changes everything. Everything changes. Written by Stained. Always remember, folks, if you ever get bored with nothing to do, take a walk deep into the woods. You might be surprised what you might find. My name is Mark, and good night from Plattsburgh, New York.